From DS Media Studios in Tema, Ghana, this is Two Pesewas. Two Pesewas is a weekly podcast where we cover a range of topics, from buzzing media headlines to music to highlights from the week. Each episode is co-hosted by myself, Peaches, and Eddie.
Hello and welcome to episode 13.
Hi.
The last episode for this season.
Season finale.
But worry not, fret not. We're gathering our creative juices together. So
putting it all in a jar.
Yeah, and then bring you some fresh content for the next season.
Exactly. So we'll be back. We'll miss you guys, but hopefully.
So sad.
You know, this is not free period for you. You're supposed to go back and catch up on all the episodes you've missed in the interim.
And tell your friends.
And tell your friends. Everybody is like an unofficial marketing agent for the next 2 months or so, please. And thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we'll go straight into the news.
Actually, before we do that, how do you feel right now? Like, we've successfully completed an entire season, 13 episodes.
I actually feel great. I think we've put out a lot of interesting content. We've got some amazing feedback. So I'm feeling actually quite positive for the next season as well. I'm happy.
I feel like this is not going to be a 9-day wonder kind of thing.
Nope.
Okay, I'm sorry I have to interrupt here and say, so my cousin is in the studio today. She's sitting in. Hi, Sissy.
Hello.
And I just have to say, she's like seriously creeping me out. She's like staring dead in my nostril.
You just look away.
You just told you I don't look her in the eyes. You'll be hypnotized.
This is serious.
Anyways, hi, C. I love you. Thanks for being here.
Good.
Okay, so let's hop in.
All right. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So in the news in Nigeria, and by the way, before I go on, some of you are...
Is this another overlap? Is it?
Uh-oh.
By the way, some of you don't know this, but each of our episodes, we each pick our topics, and we don't know what the other person is going to talk about until we actually get in here. Yeah. And that's why half the time I'm laughing like a lunatic.
Yeah, because we really don't know.
Genuinely hearing these stories for the first time in here.
Exactly.
So, and like last week I said, we managed to avoid overlap thus far, and I'm wondering if this is another overlap, but here we go. Let me listen.
So I was saying in Nigeria, but before I get to the story, I just want to say a lot of people, I keep hearing a lot of people say that, oh, Nigeria is our neighbor. Actually, no. There are two countries between us and Nigeria. So when you're saying Nigeria is our neighbor,
relative
not
neighbor.
really. But people actually mean that, like, Nigeria is
next
just,
door.
next door.
Yeah, there's a whole Togo and a whole Benin in between.
Let's go do some geography for the weekend. Anyway, so back to the story. In Nigeria, a sales clerk is on suspension because she claimed that a snake...
Oh, God. Okay, that's my what the F.
Oh, that was going to be my what the F. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to put it in the news. Right. So, overlap again.
I know. But go ahead. I'm sure there's some blanks I can fill in when I get there.
All right. So, said the snake had eaten 36 million naira, which is about, I think, $100,000. Mm-hmm. So, of course, you know how Twitter is. Somebody jumped on it, made an account. Oh,
yes, there's a snake
account. Oh, it's so humorous. It's so funny. Throwing shade.
Clapping back at people.
I know
the snake is going off.
It's funny. It's really, really funny. And then sometime this week or last, the senator of Kaduna, Senator Sani, went to the JAMB office, which is the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board office, with anti-snake venom and
a snake charm and snake charmers.
Like, are we actually serious? I thought it was a spoof. I didn't think it was true.
So I was like, so is he just grandstanding, or what is he actually trying to do? Like, this is a very serious issue.
I think maybe he just wanted some attention. He wanted to be in the news. I find it very upset.
So it's like he doesn't seem to. And first of all, he's not the senator for that state. He's from a different. He's Kaduna State, he's and Kaduna. This happened in Benue State. So he just took it upon himself to get his driver and entourage to drive down and actually stopped to get snake charmers from his hometown or whatever to come there. And I was like, okay, but what about the missing money?
I think he's making a mockery of this whole thing. I mean, it's all right and
everybody is actually.
If there's a snake on Twitter throwing a bit of making it seem like a bit of a joke, which is okay. But then for a senator to actually go do that
and participate,
I think it's crazy. And the other thing I wanted to say is that the person who's been accused of embezzling this money, really, it shows shows you how people think. They think you can say something outrageous, and Africans that we are will believe it that, okay, actually a spiritual snake stole the money. So you know what? We're just going to leave it like that. We're just going to leave it like that. But apparently they are investigating the case. No. It's ridiculous. And that's my in the news review. I just kept it short. So that you can also go back to that. Yeah.
So my in the news, and I'm going to try and remain calm and level-headed as I discuss this. But in the news, okay, so a headline on Joy FM read.
Yeah. Don't tell me Sugardem.
Yes, girl. We are going. Let's go there once and for all. I don't want to ever have to talk about this again.
Yep.
Sugardem prepares free feast for men on Valentine's Day. Now, I thought everybody and their mama at this point knew what was going on. But then I got a call from one of my friends in Canada, and he's like, why is everybody in Ghana talking about cooking? What's going on? Like, what's the story?
Absurd.
So, you know, sorry, I just caught my cousin's eyes again. I'm going to have to look forward because... So, let me try and give you some backstory. So, there is a Ghanaian feminist advocacy group called Pesewas Ministries. Okay, now I can't remember. They formed fairly recently, and they've been talking. You know, they've been on doing like social media advocacy mostly, but they've been on radio as well. They had a Men in Heels walk as well, things like that, trying to bring attention to women's rights, consent, workplace sexism, just general sexism. You know, the good stuff, trying to dismantle the patriarchy one bit at a time kind of thing. And I don't know whether I should say surprisingly, because I kind of knew this would happen.
I'm not surprised.
But, I mean, they've been called everything but a child of God, as they say in the States. Either they're bitter single women or prostitutes. Prostitutes is a favorite.
It's the go-to. Ashawo.
These Ashawo women who will die single.
Alone,
They're out there trying to destroy people's marriages with their words, blah, 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 blah. Now, at some point in their discussion, they were talking about domestic labor, because that is one, you know, pertinent topic when it comes to feminism, right? Gendered labor and domestic labor, and how those two things interplay, and how women end up with a raw deal, etc. Now, so I didn't listen to the particular conversation, but I'm pretty sure it went something like this, because this is the thing, that our society is built on structures or on divisions of labor and gender assigned labor that no longer applies. Like people go all the way back to hunter-gatherer societies. I'm like, is this the Stone Ages? Have we not discovered fire? What do you mean hunter-gatherer society? Or even then we jump into the 50s and we have homemaker versus breadwinner, right? And I'm like, yes, okay. Then women were not in the workplace.
This is what I say.
Women had not entered the workplace en masse pre-World War II, if we want to put a number on it. Okay? So yes, women were homemakers and they stayed at home, cared for the children, did the washing, cooking, cleaning, whilst their husbands, the breadwinners, went to work, brought in the financial income to support the family. Fair enough, actually.
Exactly. That's
fair
what I
enough.
say. It's
now,
all right.
One of these days, somewhere next season, we're going to get into another feminist topic, which is the value of household labor. So the fact that actually you're a housewife does not mean anyone has the right to tell you that you don't do anything. You just stay at home all day.
Do they know how much work that is?
Because if we assign a market value to all the tasks women perform within the home, you might find that you generate more financial equivalent value of work than that husband of yours who is a civil servant earning 300 Ghana. I'm just saying. That's for another day.
Shade of it all.
That's for another day. So, here's the thing. In 2018, both women and men are in the workforce. Both of them go to work. They get up at 6 a.m., go to their jobs, get home at the same 7:30 if you're lucky, 8 if there's traffic, kind of thing. So how then does the sole responsibility of household chores fall exclusively on the woman when she contributes financially to the home as well? That is an unfair scenario, right? So selfish. Exactly. And so also coupled with that is not even the fact that it's like you have men saying that you have to do it.
Yeah, that's why I have a problem.
You are a woman, and as a woman, you must cook. Now, let me tell you, it's not just men saying this. So there's this Enimwa Ado who is, I guess she's on Live FM or something, and she came on Joy and said, I quote, "When you look at a man in the kitchen and a woman, you can see it comes naturally to a woman.
And the male chef?
Why do we fight it?
Sheesh.
I think that society has forced women to become more masculine than we need to be." I'm like,
what's that got to do with
so you are
masculinity?
tying your femininity to your ability to cook and stuff. How is this not a problem? So anyway, I think in the course of this discussion, somebody was like, why is this supposed to be slavery? I think something offhand like that, why should you're there cook it's not the question. I'm sorry, I promised to complete my sentences, and here I am, half sentences everywhere. But it's a matter of choice, and that's what we're talking about here. The elimination of choice, where you are told you are obliged to do something, as opposed to wanting to do that thing. So now enter Sugardem. Now, Sugardem is a reactionary group that is in response to Pepperdem Ministries, who say, quote, I will cook for you. Don't worry, men. We will cook for you, clean for you, wash your clothes, raise your kids, blah, blah, blah.
And we'll lick them. What the F is that?
And we'll lick them. Somebody went as far as to say, we'll debone your meat for you, etc., etc. So basically, peak pick-meism, right? Now, the problem is here, it's your classic straw man argument. Nobody actually said that if you cook in your home or anything like that, you're a slave. No one said that. It's about choice. If that's what you love doing and want to do, by all means, that's the entire thing. Feminism is only based on giving women options. That's the whole. If you want to break feminism down to one sentence, is women having options.
And I just want to say that for those of you who think feminism is male bashing, you're absolutely wrong. There's nothing about feminism that screams male bashing. People think it's about male, but it's not.
It's that you hate men and you're bitter. I mean,
no, this is not.
First of all, feminism isn't even gendered. It's not supposed to be. Men are. In fact, we need more men to be feminists because they hold the social power anyway, and it's very difficult for us as women to get anywhere without the support of men, unfortunately. So we need male allies, and there are a lot of really great. I mean, the only thing that this thing has taught me is they are maybe 10%, maybe 5% of the men out there that are actually very staunch and aware feminists. And shout outs to all of you.
I know a couple. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
I know a couple. I talked to them a couple of years back, and they were telling me how they share like the household. I was so amazed. I was like, this is so beautiful.
It's not rocket science. You know, all you have to do is play to your strengths. If you are a guy and you happen to be the better cook, by all means, go and cook.
I think he cooks in this situation. If I'm not wrong, he cooks and then she does something. It's so beautiful.
I mean, somebody actually wrote that this is how we have lesbianism and homosexuality in our society because men are being forced to enter kitchen. I was like, are you mad?
Aren't some of the best cooks in the world? Are they
Chefs,
not men?
all the Michelin 5-star, they're all men.
You're just not making sense. You're just not making sense, you know?
So anyway, Sugardem has taken their misguided whatever all the way World Cup and now held an event where, as they say, professional women from all walks of life have gathered here to cook free meals to show their love and appreciation for the men.
Can you imagine?
As though these men are under threat or something like that.
Just food? Like really, that's how you're going to...
So if we can't get beyond cooking, how are we ever going to get a female president in this country?
We won't.
Or workplace, your boss
equality.
being a workplace equality.
Yeah.
Or even in parliament equality. How? When people genuinely feel that a woman should understand that her place is
in the kitchen.
Right. Or she must submit to her man and then be in the kitchen as instructed. Like, what is this? And like I said, it's not just men saying this. A lot of women believe that too, which is, hey, I mean, it is what it is. But I just want to be clear here. I hope Sugardem and they probably won't. Nobody has said don't cook for your husband and or your children, and if you do, it is slavery. We are saying that you should have the option. And also, there shouldn't be a problem with him pitching in. I mean, come on. Does this need to be said?
And I'm just going to say that if you're a guy who really loves your wife, just assume that, okay, she's pregnant, she's still going to work, she comes back tired, she's cooking, she's doing everything, and then you're sitting back
and you're really fine with that?
Do you really love your wife?
You have your feet up on a chair, you're watching football, and she's struggling to get things done.
And when she's nagging, then you start complaining that, why are you nagging so much? That's not fair.
I don't know. I'm surprised that people were still here, to be honest.
We have a long way to go.
I didn't know this is where we are, but unfortunately, apparently it is.
And then the arguments that... no.
I mean, when you comment more than twice, then they'll tell you, I mean, they told me I'm mad. I mean, nobody went as far as call me a prostitute, because then I'd have burnt the whole Facebook down. But like...
It's insane, I tell you. It really
And some of the people you sat in class with and things like that, like, you'd be very surprised to see how they think. I always make a mental note. I was like,
Yeah, I know, right? You see that comment and you're like, okay, this one is...
exactly.
Yeah, like,
it's a bit shocking. It's a bit shocking. But here we are. So anyway, Sugardem held a Valentine's feast. Women were not invited to come and eat. You could only...
See?
Can you imagine? You could only come there to cook. You couldn't eat some.
Nah, that cannot be me.
So I said, I should have just got some male friend with a plastic container in his jacket, to go there and do takeaway and come and I'll eat it in my office. And I'll say, thank you, Sugardem.
Probably couldn't cook well either.
Shade.
Shade. I can do that because I can cook.
Here's the thing. It's like, I can cook too, Like, I'm actually a bomb ass. I can make French cuisine. I can do Jamaican food. I can do Ghanaian food. I can do continental dishes.
Same here.
But the minute you say you have to, I'm like,
you'll be drinking Gary.
You better be familiar with your kwanche and yam salad, because you ain't here now. From that point on. Anyway, so yeah, moving on. I'm not even, it makes you feel like some militant feminist. I actually know some militant feminists. I went to school with them. The ones that would not wear a bra because a bra is a symbol of the patriarchy or whatever it is. Who would not shave because they want to reject standards of beauty and stuff, things like that. Like, that's actual militant feminism.
And I feel like this is basic
and
stuff.
I'm just like, it should be fair. Can we get some fairness? That's all I want. Can we get some logic and fairness in the system?
People don't want that.
No. Anyway, so moving on. Sorry, I'm rambling.
That's okay. Okay. So on to Song of the Week. So I wanted actually to talk about Justin Timberlake. So I listened to his album. I was like, actually, I usually like JT. And then I listened to the album, and I was just so disappointed.
A lot, because I was wondering if people were just being extra hard on him, or
it's really terrible for me. At some point, I just started thinking of circus music. It was just so bizarre. Like, you can't really make out where the music
was going.
I don't know. It was really, really, really bizarre. And I said, you know what? I don't think I can review any of the songs on there. So we'll leave Justin Timberlake and his circus music. And I'll talk about 3 songs. The first one is from Praiz, and it's called Rich and Famous. And this is from 20... Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Because you put me on to Praiz.
Oh, I did? Yes. I don't remember.
Wasn't it you? Wasn't it your MCM? That's you, Eddie.
Oh, yeah. Must have been me. So Praiz, Rich and Famous is a beautiful song. It's all about, song. The second song is a song called Hapo Zamani by a Kenyan group called Elani. So last week, after you talked about Soti So, I was like, I actually know a Kenyan group. And shout outs to my in-law who put me on this group. Yeah, so the song is called Hapo Zamani, and it's a trio. And they're really beautiful as well. Beautiful song. The song starts off sort of like up-tempo, and then there's a transition where it goes like really slow. And it's so dope. It's something definitely to listen to. And the third song is by Frank Ocean. I heard it I think it came out today or yesterday.
Really? He's got a new song out.
Called Moon River. Mellow, chill song.
Is it the classic song?
Is it the what?
Oh no, that Moon River.
Yeah, I think it's sort of.
He did a cover of that. I think
I'm not even too sure. Let me not lie here. But then it's the song's called Moon River, because when you started singing, I thought I heard that in the song, so it could be that. And it's also a beautiful song. So those are my 3 and Praiz, Rich and Famous, Elani, Hapo Zamani, and Frank Ocean, Moon River.
Nice.
No Justin Timberlake.
No Justin Timberlake. Although, if you do want some Justin Timberlake, listen to Future Sex Love Sounds.
Yeah.
I think that's peak Justin. And that's one of the best albums I've heard in 30 years, actually.
Justin used to be so good.
He did. Even Justified was a bop. But Future Sex, that's where I think he peaked there.
Yeah,
and so
now I don't know. Right.
Okay, and so for my songs of the week, I wanted to do, since it's the season finale and we're in Tema, and I hope TM is always in the building. Yeah. I decided to do a Tema All Stars music selection.
Oh, nice!
This week. Yes,
this is good.
So I have 2 songs here. The first one is by B for Bona featuring Sarkodie, and it's called Osofo Meko. And I actually like the theme because Osofo Meko basically means fake prophet, and they're calling out all the fake prophets and things like that, which I think is a very timely message because, my goodness, they're out of control.
Apparently they said Super Odi's own was also somebody also prophesied
the
that.
Man was born in 1935, so if he's lived this long, it's okay. I mean, nobody can die natural. Nobody can die of accidents. Everything has. I mean, at what age? Which one is an appropriate death? You die at 100. Come on.
I don't know.
Anyway, let me know. You get on that. But yeah. It's called Osofo Meko, B for Bona featuring Sarkodie, and it was produced by a Tema producer as well, Zodiac. Hey Zodi, that's my friend. Actually, Bona is one of my boos as well. So Bona he had I think last year, 2017 was his breakthrough. He had a big song with Dear God. The remix even features Sarkodie. And then he had another song called Higher. He has a song called My Girl with King Promise. He just released another song called Adumbi with Yapono, who is another well-known Tema artist.
Yeah,
so
true.
TM. So go check it out. B for Bona featuring Sarkodie needs no introduction.
Yeah,
here.
Really.
I think everybody kind of knows who Sarkodie is at this point. So yeah, this is a Tema hip hop thing as well. These are both songs here are kind of in the Afro hip hop genre, if you will. So that's the first one. The second song is called Anthem, and it's by Kwesi Arthur. So,
all right.
Kwesi Arthur. Shout out to Kwesi Arthur as well, who had a big year last year with his song called Grind Day. And the Grind Day remix actually also features Sarkodie.
Oh, wow. It's on everything.
Yes, and Medical. But yeah, he had a huge song, and he released his EP called Live from Nkrumah Chrome. And it had that song. Another one of the very popular songs off of that EP was called Devil Knocking.
Okay.
And now he has a new single called Anthem, and it has more it has a bit of a dancehall vibe in there. And it's really cool. Kwesi Arthur is one of the both Bona and Kwesi Arthur are really impressive young talents. I've known them both for a while.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And I'm really proud, very excited to see where they're going. I'm like this overbearing mom when it comes to them, and they're like, okay, calm down. But I'm just like, oh, I'm so happy. So yeah, please check both of them out. And that's me for this week. TM signing out. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so what the F? It's good that anyway, so what the F? So I was reading around and I found out something on anti-Valentine. The heading was anti-Valentine something. So some creative folks have come up with insoles that let you walk all over your ex. So what they do is that in order they say to get back at your ex or unrequited love or the heartbreakers or whatever, and to symbolically walk all over them, you send a picture to them, they print it on insoles, you put them in your shoes.
Oh.
I know that. How petty is that?
I mean, if you're going to that extent, that means he's
you
on your mind every minute of every day.
Why would you spend money?
If you hate him, why do you want to see his face anywhere, much less on your feet?
So yeah, it's a way of overcoming all the hurt. But I think it's just people are always trying to find a way to commercialize things. So they're going to spend your money at the end of the day. It's so unnecessary. But then they do say that the inspiration is from some Egyptian culture where it's believed that a symbol of your enemies in your shoes demeans your enemy and sort of
media. Every day they bring in Egyptian culture.
I know,
and
right?
Everything is some African tradition.
It's not even true. So that's my what the F. Keeping it really short. I think it's a waste of time. There are other ways of getting
and
over
a waste
your
of
ex.
money.
Yeah, like really
like
in your
getting
shoes
over him
and then,
by like getting over him. Don't put his picture in your feet.
And then
if you take off your shoes in someone's house, how are you going to explain the fact that
it's just bizarre and
why
weird?
is coffee in your shoes?
Very, very, very bizarre, and that's my what the F. Keeping it short.
Okay, so we've already heard what the F is, and so I'm gonna try and fill in some blanks here. So yeah, the whole incident took place in Makurdi in Benue State, Nigeria. And so it came out that the headline was mysterious snake allegedly swallows 36 million naira at the JAMB office, which Eddie already said was equivalent to about $100,000. And so what actually happened is they were doing their auditing. Yeah. And then they realized there was this huge amount of money missing. And then they called this girl. Her name is Philomena Chiesti or something like that. And, they were asking her to explain this discrepancy. And then, they kept on interrogating her. And she was like, she didn't steal the money. She never took it. Then finally she was like, actually... Her house help connived with another staff member called Joan Asen to, quote, spiritually steal the money. And they did this by conjuring up a spiritual snake who would go into the vault at night and swallow the money and come out.
Story time.
I mean that she could stand there and say it with a bold face.
Because she thought somebody might believe her. That's the thing.
Yeah. So anyway, right now, as Eddie said, the Nigerian Snake has an account on Twitter and he's going in so someone asked him, so what is he going to use the 36 million naira for? And he said, first of all, he used part of it to buy the guy a new hairline.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He's been going in and he's been showing that... he gave us pictures of his Valentine's Day with his snake bed and everything. She got Gucci, okay? She got Gucci for her Valentine's Day. And then someone else said, because the account has about 9,000 followers at this point. So somebody was like, watch in about a week, they'll change the name of the Twitter page and it will be a PR promo, one of those promo account pages. So the snake account quoted the guy and was like, so after I spend the 36 million, you expect me to return to the bush? You expect me to go back to the bush? No. So yeah, it's just... So, of course, people have been lamenting the state of affairs in Nigeria, that this is where we are. And, of course, this Senator Sani didn't help things any by storming in there to give some, soapbox speech, which was all nonsense and just him trying to make... I don't know how he assumed he'd make himself look good by appearing there with anti-snake venom saying we're here to catch the snake or whatever.
And this has made international news. Does it have to be? Do we really have to go there?
And then the final word from that story, the last headline I read is that they said, the public relations officer at JAMB vows to arrest and prosecute the money-stealing snake. He says, we won't spare any snake in this vault. I'm like... Are you saying you also believe this? That's the official position. You all agree that it is a snake. Anyway, Nigeria, guys, you guys. At one point, we've got Nigerian bobsled team making history at the Olympics, and on the other hand, you've got a headline running for days about a snake stealing $100,000, and people are literally like, "Well, it's a spiritual snake, so you never know."
Can you imagine? Come on, this is.
A spiritual snake stole physical money. So where is the physical money?
It's a shame, really.
And we can do better than that. And Ghana is slowly heading this way.
Of course. Slowly.
This will easily happen. Every day it's a witch, it's a demon, it's a wizard, it's a what, it's a curse, it's a what. Yeah. Very soon. And
that's how I always say that's how people become irresponsible. As soon as you attribute the things you do to other things, you're making people irresponsible. Because they can easily say, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was the snake. It was the yam.
It was my grandmother."
You don't. We need to stop doing that. Irresponsible beings.
So anyway, that's my what there.
Okay. So in my two Pesewas today, I want to talk about Grudgemeisters and Forgiveness. So I know there are many of us who hold on to things that people have done to us. So you've got people...
I mean, is this my sub? Maybe.
No,
because I'm a Scorpio. We don't let you slide.
So then we've got people who are holding grudges for 10 years. You know, there are other people who are holding grudges on behalf of other people, you know. And my two Pesewas on this is that it can make you a bitter person. It can just make you radiate like negative energies because you're holding on to something
so much negativity yourself.
Like I feel you should have let go. And usually by the reaction of the person, you can tell that they're still holding on to these kind of things. And this sort of woe is me, expending so much energy on something that you really shouldn't be. I mean, I've been there before, and I can only say that it makes you ill. Like it makes your soul ill. You keep like thinking about these things, and it keeps you from doing so many other things. So having said all that, I think there's a way to help all these Grudgemeisters. And that way, I think, is forgiveness. I think forgiveness is a powerful thing. It's a powerful tool. And it doesn't make you as weak as people would like to think. I think in the first instance, forgiveness is really for yourself. It's not for the other person. It will make you know that, you know what, this has happened to me. I've let go of this thing. Whatever is going on with the other person, it's okay. Nobody is saying that you should actually forget. I don't forget. I never forget. I'll forgive you, but I won't forget. But then it's just a good way of letting go. And I'm not talking about forgiving in a sense of, oh, my abusive girlfriend has done me wrong, so I'm running back to her. No. It's forgiveness in the sense of, you know what, you did this really horrible thing to me. I've forgiven you, but then I'll
learn from the experience.
Exactly, and then let go. So having said all that, if there's anything you can take away today is, if there's somebody in your life today that you're still holding a grudge against, if it's like more than, 2 years or even more than a year, just try, have it in your heart, forgive that person and move on with your life. And you're going to realize how much lighter you're going to feel, you know. So that is my two.
That's lovely. It's wonderful. And it is my low-key self.
Is
I'm claiming it. Because I have a really bad temper. So, and I'm one of those people like, I'm always irritable. That one day, it's like a standard, like I'm irritated every minute. But actual anger, it takes a lot for me to go there. Yeah. Because I know that once I get there, all bets are off. So I give you multiple opportunities to correct your behavior before we reach that point. And once I'm there, I have a very hard time. Like, I have no chill at all. And I have learned over time that exactly what you said. It takes a lot of energy out of you.
It does.
It actually makes you tired. To maintain a level of anger or hatred or bitterness
and for somebody who might have moved on.
Effort. And half the time, you'll find that they don't even remember.
That is the thing.
What it is that they did, or they don't care, or whatever it is. So it's like a one-sided, you are just at home thinking about them every day. How could he? And they're somewhere eating ice cream.
That's the thing.
So the easiest thing to do is just to purge yourself of those emotions. Now, again, because I'm a petty patty, you will not go scot-free. Like there's some, and an example, there were these people from Achimota that were so mean to me in school. Like, toward almost like they went out of their way to make my life as difficult as possible. And so the first time I saw any one of those in their group, I was just so mad, right? And I was just like, you know what, that's ridiculous. It's been how many years?
Yes, exactly.
So my new strategy, I won't forgive you. I won't really, but I just dead your existence.
Okay.
Like, you're dead to me. Like, if you say hi or I hate you, whatever you say, I look right. It's like you're not there. Now, that's not actually ideal, but I can't bring myself to the point where I'm going to pretend I like you. But I just I don't do anything. I don't pretend, because pretending takes energy as well. So right now, I'm not hating you actively, but also you don't exist. Like, if you were to talk to me, I'd just be like, did the wind, like, what was that? Nothing. And move on. So, but I know I can do better than that. I can come to a more zen place than that. And that's the most ideal. And like you said, people think people that forgive are weak. And I complain all the time, how could you let this go like that? And it's it takes more strength to forgive someone and be civil than it does to just harbor that hate and always react on it. And it's a tough thing to do, but it is the best thing for you, because that negative energy stays in your system. It really does.
It does, though.
Trust me on this. I'm like living proof. It stays in there and it trickles out and affects people it's not supposed to affect. People that you're just so if you can, try and purge it and get it out and be done and move on with yourself and your life, and don't give them that power, because you are sort of giving them that power. So, and I was
talking to my mom a while back, and she was, I think I just gotten out of a relationship, and she was asking me that, how come you're so calm and you're not annoyed? And I said, what's the use in being annoyed? Like, for what? What am I getting annoyed for? I mean, it's done, it's over. You grieve, you do whatever, you move on with your life. It's not really. I don't try to hold on to things that much. It's not worth my time. Like, the other things to do, other things to focus on. I just, because of man matter. Yeah. Like, no, I can't.
So I read this statistic, and I kind of tried to follow it. That it says you should spend a maximum of 30%. Of the duration of your relationship doing your grieving and your mourning or your whatever it is. So if you were together for a year, now I'm going to reveal the fact that I can't do math. What is 30% of 12 months?
Yeah, so 3 months. 3 months and a bit, yeah.
You shouldn't go beyond 3 months of thinking about this person.
It's not 3 months,
is it? It's not. Listen.
Wait, 30%, right?
I promise you we're very intelligent.
No, I know, right? Like, I'm not even thinking.
But 30% of well,
oh my god, okay. we're just sounding so dumb right now. This is so ridiculous. I don't even believe it.
Whilst Eddie is doing the calculations, I'm just saying. So I actually do that. I give myself a maximum number. If it's like 1 week, you're just going to grovel. Exactly. Yeah. 3 months. It's almost under 4 months, because it's like exactly. 4 times 3 is 12. Like, okay, we know things. So you don't ever, like, by then you should be done with it. And that's even too long. Like, I take like 2 weeks, and then I'm just like, isn't it over? You know. So try, if you need a calendar, you mark it on your calendar or something that you're like, all right, I need to try and heal before then or something. Just do something. Don't let it linger and linger and linger. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Eddie. That's wonderful advice to close the season on. So my 2 Pesewas this week is on supporting the Ghanaian arts. And how, I guess the subtitle would be how arts in this country are a labor of love. All right. So I've spent, since I've been back, I've spent a lot of time, as you know, around a lot of musicians and producers and things like that. And it's taught me, and I even work with, an artist, Ayat. Hey.
Hello, Ayat.
One of our faithful.
Yeah, no fans. He's amazing, Ayat. Like,
shout outs to you, Ayat. Like, really, you hold us down on this one, and I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. It is, the music industry in this country does not pay. You will be an artist, you come to a producer, you don't have any money, because nobody usually has any money for these things.
And some of you who have money, you do not want to pay your producers. Shade, but no shade.
We'll get to that. Shade. There's not even but no shade. Shade and all shade. Yeah, shade. Yeah, like, and more shade. Okay. So you're an up-and-coming artist, okay? You go to a producer and you're like, Charlie, can you make a beat for me? Now, this producer also knows that you don't have anything, and so he wants to help you out. Yes. So he gives you a beat for free. You go to somebody like our wonderful studio engineer and editor, Seshi, and he'll record it for you for free. Yeah, exactly. He might even have done, because Seshi is an amazing producer as well, he might do a beat for you and record you all for free, okay? So now you have this complete song that was made all off of people's, again, labor of love and dedication to the craft and to the arts. And now you have this song. You take it to the radio stations. You either beg them to play it, even though they're there playing Dreezy for free and Migos for free and Nigerian artists for free. When it comes to you, the Ghanaian artist, it's payola or you bounce. Yep. Okay, so maybe you have some connect in there that you beg to pay for the thing to play the song for you, or you have to literally go find some money from wherever to pay for a song to be on the air. So you've done this now. Let's say your song gets to the point where it's a hit. Now they ask you to come and perform at shows. You can do about 1 year of shows and nobody wants to pay you because they said, well, we are giving you a platform to push your music to a new audience. And this goes on and on and on and on. Most of the artists you see are really struggling to make it because there are no income streams. We don't do royalties. So the radios will be playing your song, phone companies will be using your music, everything. There's no royalty system. So you never get money trickling back. YouTube views can't do anything. But yet they do it and they keep on doing it, knowing that most of them will never be Sarkodie or EL or Fuse or whatever it is. And they keep doing it anyway. And it's because they love what they do.
They do, yeah. That's the thing.
And they're dedicated to it. And Ghanaian artists and creatives have managed to produce some amazing, whether it's music or film or... I was actually on a TV show this year. Produced everything by
Please go watch it. It's called The Love Show?
Yes, The Love Is Show.
The Love Is Show.
Produced by Agnes. Hi, Agnes.
Hello.
And... I asked her, I was like, how did you get this going? And she's like, she saved her income for about 3 or 4 years in order to put this thing together. And when she was doing it, there was no guarantee that she would have ever made her money back. And I was just like, wow. So the whole thing is built on people's sweat and tears.
It's no support.
And there's no support. There's no label system, really. All these labels that you hear, this label, that label, is just one dude with a bit of money who is going to invest in you. Again, and the music videos they cost a lot of money. Now, even there, you have some people that are there shooting videos for free for other people just to get them out there. But a lot of the time, they'll charge you 10,000, 20,000, whatever it is. And so you do that, you got your makeup budget, clothing budget, blah, blah, blah. And they'll come and say, okay, now that your song is out, come and perform here for free. Come and perform there for free. And they charge ticket entry fees at the gate. So I guess all that to say that I would really, really appreciate, and even our show here has taught me, we put money into this and get nothing out
of it. Yeah, we don't.
Seshi records us for free. I mean, our artwork, we got it for free. You know what I mean? Like, we've got editing for free. We get so many things for free, but even still, there are things that we have to pay for. And we're still sitting here with no expectation of getting anything back, and we do it because we love it. So anyway, all that in a nutshell, that was not a nutshell. More like a coconut shell. That was a lot of talking about some nutshell. The nerve of me. So all this to say, my final point, I would really, really appreciate it if people would support the arts in Ghana. Support the music, support I'm loath to say films because half of them are hot garbage. But even then, I recognize the hustle. A lot of effort went into that garbage, unfortunately or fortunately. But I guess mine would be especially the music, or even photographers or painters too. They paint and paint and paint and paint, and everyone, just give it to me, let me use it, or for free. Or photography, you see that some campaign has used your picture without asking, without giving you credit, without paying for it, nothing like that. So if you can, buy the songs, don't download them for free. If you can, $1 here or 1 CD there or whatever, because they could really, really use the help. And let's just be so, even if all your support is in the form of, you heard it and it was great and you put it on your timeline. Wow, I really like this song. Help somebody else to discover the people that you don't know who's what. Exactly. Who's seen as this. I say, my future whatever may be on your timeline.
Exactly, that's what people say.
A popular Twitter,
And Twitter is great for exposure and all those things. Exactly. So if you can
social media, whether it's your Instagram, that's you even WhatsApp your friends. Hey, check this song out. Maybe your friend will buy it on iTunes, will buy the album, what have you, because they put everything into this. Some of them get thrown out of their homes because they tell their parents, I want to go and rap, and they're like, excuse me, what rubbish. If you continue along that path, you leave my house. That's and they do because they really, really love it, and they really want, and people get to enjoy it all the time. Ghana has gone global based on our music and stuff, and half the people that made that happen are literally hungry, and it's not right.
It's not fair.
It isn't fair at all. So that's my two Pesewas. Please support the creative art industry in Ghana and everywhere else, but some people are doing a much better job at it.
True.
Getting it here, we're really lagging behind. So that's my two Pesewas.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
So we're at the end. So do you have shout-outs?
Today we're recording today. Today is Lenny Briscoe's birthday.
Oh! So confession, I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
I have you guys don't know who that is, but I have a stupendous crush on this. It's gone down considerably because that is a family man. So I'm just like, ooh, check yourself. Yes, beard ganging and all. Hey, Lenny, happy birthday.
Hello, Lenny. That's my cousin. Lenny is my cousin for those of you who
Ghana
don't know.
cousin.
I know, Ghana cousin, exactly. So, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Lenny.
Yeah. Any other shout outs? No, not today actually. Okay. Surprisingly, no.
What surprisingly? Half the time you're like, do I?
I know. Like I don't really think of it. And then when I get here, I'm like, do I need to shout out somebody? Yeah. So.
Okay. So my shout outs, I guess, kind of follow the theme of my two Pesewas, and I would like to acknowledge everybody who helped make the show possible.
Oh, yeah,
so the first person I want to acknowledge is Seshi.
Seshi, my
Seshi's
brother.
AKA Seshi's on it.
Seshi's on it.
Exactly. That is Eddie's brother
He's
and
dancing,
my lifelong friend. And he's our editor and our sound engineer. He also owns DS Media Studios where we record. He's an amazing producer as well.
And an amazing brother.
As well, yes. And so we couldn't do this without him
honestly.
Like there's just no way. So thank you so much, Seshi. The next person I would like to thank is Kimo Sabe, who did as I said, he did our artwork for us, and it was a hookup. Thank you, Kimo Sabe. Check him out. He's on Instagram and Twitter as Kimo Sabe. Hit him up for your artwork. What did I say earlier? Please pay for it if you can. Yes, please.
Right.
I would also like to thank my brother Andre.
Hey, Andre.
For finessing our artwork as well. Both are like, standard logo, and also he's responsible for our Christmas special cover art.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Andre. I'd like to thank Stephen O.T. Wood, who, if you follow us on Twitter or Facebook, you know that he laid down the guitar for our opening theme. And as I said, he actually won a Grammy for his work on Divide with Ed Sheeran and Kill Beats as well. So
amazing, guys.
Thank you and Seshi co-produced that. So thank you to Seshi and O.T. Wood for our opening theme music. Yeah. And then finally, Eddie, I have to thank you.
Oh my God,
because
so emotional.
This would not be possible at all without you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the same wavelength as me at the perfect time, and for motivating me to do this, giving me the extra push, the extra confidence to do this. And it's just nice not having to do it alone. I don't think I'd have been quite there if I'd had to do this alone. So I love you. Thank you. This has been one of my bucket list items crossed off. This podcast.
I know, me too.
I don't know. I think it means more to me than it probably means to anyone out there. Honestly, like we listen to this thing ourselves and be like, ha ha.
I'm always laughing. Honestly, anytime I hear our edits, I'm always smiling because I think we're so funny.
I don't know. So I hope that you considered this having been a worthy investment of 13 hours of your time.
Yes.
You are the final person I have to thank. YOU out there, because again, as they say, you know how that saying goes, if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it, did it make a sound? If a podcast is created and no one is there to listen, is it a podcast or are you just talking to yourself? You get me? So thank you for being the ears out there. And spreading the news to the world and all that. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just really, really happy. Yep. And I know there's a sense of finality in all this. But no, we're coming back. I'm just saying, in the meantime, thank you so much. And that's me. Peaches out.
Thank you. And Eddie out.
All right. Bye.
If you enjoyed the episode and you're listening to us on any of our platforms, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and we'd also love for you to share this episode with your friends. Let's continue the conversation. We'd like to hear your feedback. Information on how to reach us on our website can be found in the description.